I want to move. I want to know what's going on in Afghanistan at Bagram Air Force Base, or Air Base. This is the story where Muslim prisoners were using books, occasionally Qurans, to pass messages to one another. Incendiary messages. They were using books in the jail to pass message to each other. Some of the books were the Quran. Nobody knew this because they were not printed in English. When it was discovered, the books were taken away. The people who took the books away are not the people who discovered the books. The soldiers who took the books away and burned them didn't know they were burning Qurans. They just were told to dispatch the stuff. On schedule and on cue, massive protests erupted all over Kabul, and Americans were shot, and then Obama apologized to our puppet, our former puppet over there, Hamid Karzai, who was the president of Afghanistan. Obama apologized. And now, if you haven't heard this, a Muslim group somewhere might be in Kabul, in Afghanistan. A Muslim group has demanded that the soldiers who took the garbage out and burned it now be put on trial and prosecuted. NATO has agreed to the prosecution. So the soldiers, the Americans, who burned the garbage, who did not know that the Quran was... And by the way, the Muslims, prisoners themselves, defaced the Quran by writing messages to each other in these books. It was discovered, they were taken away and burned. So now these guys are going to be prosecuted as everybody's scared to death and bending over backwards, not to offend. And it's gotten to the point where, why are we there? If this is the end result of us being there, let's get these people out, bring them home, and to hell with the place over there. We're going over there for a host of reasons. I've been there. It was many years ago, and there was, excuse me, there was a variation of nation building going on. We're building schools, and we were building especially schools for women. We were doing everything we could. This is during the Bush years that I was there, but they were doing everything they could to help women in Afghanistan get out from the prisons they lived in just terms of everyday life. They were building roads and this kind of thing. But at the same time, we're also there for our own national security. We're trying. Al-Qaeda was able to take over the place because it was a stateless place. There was no leadership. After the war between the Russians and the Afghanis, there was a revolution, and it was a stateless place, and that's made to order for a terrorist group when the Taliban took over. So we're trying to prevent that from happening. A lot of good things we're trying to do. But Obama has botched it left and right by announcing withdrawal dates and pull-out dates and this kind of thing. If our soldiers are going to be prosecuted for doing their jobs, and if NATO and the rest of these people are just going to bend over and grab the ankles, what is the point, folks? For me, it's a simple case of being fed up and tired with the assumption that it's the United States that's guilty by virtue of its presence. Obama doesn't help this along by apologizing left and right over and over. Like Victor Davis Hanson points out in National Review. Look, an apology may be one time if it's done right in the right place, the right time, and the right tone and tenor might have an impact. But when you just do it again and again and again, all you eventually say about yourself is that you're a weakling joke. And that's what Obama's doing. I think it's just absurd